Hey there, and welcome to HisTime365. I'm so glad you're here for day 115 of our 365-day journey through the Bible. Today, we'll look at 2 Chronicles 5 through 8, and I'll walk you through what happens, what it means, and why it matters. I'll share a summary and some insights to help you see the big picture and connect with the heart of the scripture. During your quiet time, I encourage you to read today's lesson in a Bible translation that speaks to you best. Now grab a quiet moment, take a deep breath, and let's spend a few minutes giving God His time. The glory of God in the temple. In the heart of Israel, something monumental was happening. King Solomon, the son of David, was completing the grand project of building a temple for the Lord, a place where God's presence would dwell among His people. This wasn't just a building, it was a symbol of their relationship with God, a physical reminder of His faithfulness and glory. Chapter 5 opens with the completion of the temple. The materials had been gathered, the craftsmen had worked tirelessly, and the final touches were made. Solomon gathered the leaders of Israel, the priests, and the Levites to bring the Ark of the Covenant into the newly built temple. This Ark represented God's promise, His law, and His presence among the Israelites. As the priests carried the Ark, they were filled with reverence and awe. The moment they placed it in the most holy place, the glory of the Lord filled the temple like a thick cloud, so much so that the priests could not continue their service. It was a powerful reminder that God was not just a distant figure, but an ever-present reality in their lives. In our lives, we may not have a physical temple, but we do have spaces where we meet with God, perhaps a quiet corner in your home or a peaceful spot in nature. These can be holy places where we invite God's presence and glory into our everyday lives. Just like the Israelites, we need to recognize and honor these moments of connection with God, allowing them to transform our perspective. Solomon then stands before the people to dedicate the temple. He offers a beautiful prayer, pleading with God to hear the prayers of His people and to forgive their sins. He acknowledges that God is great and cannot be contained within a building made by human hands. Solomon reminds the people that even though the temple is magnificent, it is God's presence that makes it holy. He asked for God's eyes to be open to the prayers offered in that place. 2 Chronicles 6:20. This teaches us about the importance of prayer in our own lives. We might not have a temple, but we can still reach out to God with our hearts and voices. Think about how you approach prayer in your life. Do you save it for special occasions, or do you make it a daily habit? Prayer can be a conversation, a chance to express gratitude, seek help, or simply connect with God. Whether you're facing challenges at work, navigating family relationships, or even dealing with the stresses of daily life, inviting God into those moments can bring peace and clarity. As Solomon's dedication prayer continues, he emphasizes that God's faithfulness is not limited to the temple. He asks God to be with His people in times of trouble, to hear their cries, and to help them return to Him when they stray. This aspect resonates with our modern lives as well. In times of uncertainty and struggle, we often find ourselves seeking help or guidance. We can take solace in knowing that God is always available, ready to listen and respond. After the dedication, Solomon makes offerings and sacrifices, celebrating the completion of the temple. He gathers the people and leads them in a feast of joy. This reminds us of the importance of celebration in our own lives. In our busy routines, we often forget to take time to celebrate milestones, whether personal or professional. Just as the Israelites rejoiced in their achievements, we should also find moments to appreciate our accomplishments, however big or small. Solomon's prayer and the resulting dedication of the temple culminated in a powerful moment of worship. The people witnessed God's glory and were driven to worship Him with reverence. This speaks to the importance of community in our faith journeys. Sometimes we experience God's presence most intensely when we are gathered with others, whether it's in church, family gatherings, or community events. These shared experiences can encourage us and strengthen our faith. In chapter 7, God responds to Solomon's dedication with a promise. He assures Solomon that if the people humble themselves, pray, seek his face, and turn away from their wicked ways, he will hear from heaven and heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. This promise is timeless and continues to resonate today. It encourages us to be humble, to seek God earnestly, and to turn away from things that take us away from Him. In our fast-paced digital lives, it's easy to get caught up in distractions and lose sight of what's truly important. Whether it's spending too much time on social media, worrying about financial stability, or simply getting caught up in the daily grind, we can sometimes lose our connection with God. Taking a moment to pause, reflect, and seek His presence can bring peace and restoration in our lives. As we move into chapter 8, we see Solomon's reign flourishing. He continues to build, strengthen alliances, and ensure that the temple is maintained and revered. He understands that a strong foundation, both spiritually and physically, is essential for the health of the kingdom. This reinforces the idea that our lives too require a solid foundation. Whether it's nurturing relationships, prioritizing mental well-being, or managing our finances wisely, a strong foundation leads to stability and growth. In the modern context, think about what foundations you are building in your life. Are you investing in your relationships with family and friends? Are you prioritizing your mental well-being, ensuring that you have the right support systems in place? Are you managing your money wisely, saving for the future, while also giving generously? Just as Solomon worked to strengthen his kingdom, we too can work on building strong foundations in our lives that honor God and lead to fruitful living. As the chapters conclude, we see that Solomon's wisdom and leadership were instrumental in guiding the nation of Israel. His commitment to God and His people serves as an example for us today. We can all strive to be leaders in our own circles, whether at work, home, or in our communities. We have the opportunity to encourage others, uplift them in faith, and be a source of light in a sometimes dark world. Through the dedication of the temple and Solomon's reign, we are reminded of the importance of God's presence, the power of prayer, and the need for strong foundations in our lives. Embrace God's presence in your life and build strong foundations that honor Him. How can you create sacred spaces in your life to invite God's presence? In what ways do you celebrate achievements, both personal and communal, in your life? How can you apply the principles of humility and prayer in times of struggle? What foundations are you currently building in your life, and how can they be strengthened? Thanks so much for joining me today for HisTime365. Remember, today's reading is 2 Chronicles 5-8, so be sure to spend some time with those verses during your quiet time. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into 2 Chronicles 9-11, so feel free to read ahead if you'd like to prepare. If you enjoyed this time together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss a day on this journey. I'll see you right back here tomorrow for day 116. Until then, stay encouraged, and thank you for giving God His time.